The lunch rush at Lindy's Steakhouse
Morning, Jack.
doesn't usually begin until Jack Smith sits down with his Sudoku.
I made a mistake already.
Jack's been eating lunch here every day since we opened.
Lindy's has been a meat lover's waypost on Boise's western edge since 1996.
And we're still here.
Almost entirely because of what's been on their menu
Take a hamburger,
since day one.
fries,
Well, no, not that. But Jack certainly knows
they're damn good.
what brings in certain carnivore connoisseurs.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Finger steaks, because they're the best thing ever.
You're known for finger steaks.
Yes.
The best thing ever here. Yep. Just like the flavor. It's just like the most different kind of like finger steak I've ever had.
Best finger steaks in town.
I think so. And if you don't say the best, the most unique.
Bob Tinker has worked at Lindy's for more than 20 years.
Best way to describe it, think of a chicken strip, but with beef. And now think of the most flavorful, tender chicken fried steak you've ever had, cut into strips.
French fries, side salad.
Bob says it's the most ordered item in the restaurant by far.
We sell 3 to 4 orders of finger steaks to 1 order of anything else.
Is it an original recipe?
Yes.
It's just not the original recipe.
No.
It's an origin story
That's the number one.
most people seem to already know. It's a local legend.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget the name of the place.
That was the torch.
The torch.
The torch.
Yep.
Most, but,
The torch?
well, not
Really?
You didn't know that?
No.
Everyone.
For real?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah. What's wrong with the torch?
Nothing.
They are. You love the torch? For real.
No.
Now, many of you may be thinking the same thing as Anthony, and maybe you're just as embarrassed. And that's probably because the menu at the Torch these days is focused on certain other body parts. And while the building under the blaze will always be known as where finger steaks began, who fried that first finger continues to be a controversy.
That was back, what, in the 50s, 60s?
Actually, the story goes back to the 1940s, when the Torch was already a fixture on the west side of town. Also a fixture around town, local landlord Floyd Johnson.
When I was a kid, I grew up riding around with him in the old bright red Chrysler collecting rent.
That is Floyd Johnson's granddaughter, Shelley. She says her grandfather also had slot machines scattered from North Idaho to Las Vegas, which meant he put a lot of miles in that Chrysler collecting cash. Shelley says that changed in 1946.
My great-grandmother wanted to keep Grandpa's income local because he had a family to raise. And so she helped them buy the Torch.
The Johnsons had no background in running a restaurant,
Other than my grandma just knew how to cook like crazy.
but that didn't stop them from a grand opening Memorial Day weekend, 1947. The Torch Drive-In came complete with car hops and a built-in menu.
They had a variety of burgers, sandwiches, fried chicken.
They also had something called finger-eating chicken, which Shelley says laid the foundation for a Floyd first edition.
He's a beef guy. You know, growing up, we always had steaks, and that was what we ate.
So his idea was, let's serve these chicken finger things in a steak version.
Yeah,
And who came up with that recipe?
Grandma.
She made it.
Yeah. I mean, creating a breaded product back then wasn't any big deal. It was, dry ingredients and throw in a wet and season it and dip it.
Was there a recipe for it?
Yes, I have her old recipe book from when she cooked at the Torch.
Is it in there?
Yes.
Shelley says the success of the cafe led to adding a dining room and bar in 1949. Then the name was officially changed to the Torch Lounge in 1951. Shelley says she's confident the idea of finger steaks sparked at the Torch in the late 1940s because, well, her grandmother, Shorty, stopped working there full-time in 1953 to raise her kids. And shortly after Shorty stepped away, 2 other men entered the picture, Milo Bybee and Willie Schreier.
That would have been mid to later 50s, yes.
Milo and Willie
We were there at the same time
both worked at the Torch.
for my grandparents.
Both Milo and Willie worked in the kitchen as cooks, Shelley says. And this is where we find the first fork in the finger steak origin story.
They were both working at the restaurant, and how I heard is the personalities were big and somebody had to go, and it ended up being Willie.
You see, Willie Schreier left the Torch in 1959 to start the Stagecoach. But according to the restaurant's website, while Willie owned and operated the Torch, he created an Idaho original, finger steaks. Not exactly so, says Shelley. While Willie may have operated the Torch for a short time in the late 50s, finger steaks wasn't just a wonder of Willie.
Did he have anything to do with the development of finger steaks at the Torch?
I think they all did.
Wait, they all did?
I think they all did.
That's because there's actually another claim to this creation.
My name is Valerie Bybee Pena.
Valerie Bybee Pena also has a stake in this saga.
My stepfather was Milo Bybee.
Valerie says her stepfather, Milo, first cornered the idea of the finger steak in Winslow, Arizona. She says he served them in a restaurant there before World War II. A stint as an army cook, another as a butcher for the Bureau of Land Management, and Milo ended up cooking at the Torch in Boise, working first for Floyd, Shelley's grandfather, then Willie Schreier when he took over.
And they would decide what was going to be on the menu that day. So it was my dad who was determining that finger steaks would be on the lunch menu.
You're saying that Milo Bybee brought finger steaks to the Torch, therefore to Boise, therefore to Idaho.
Yes.
In fact, the first ad we found for Torch finger steaks wasn't until 1956. And by then, it looks like they were already famous.
He already had it perfected by then. He didn't need anyone else's opinion of how it'd be done.
Okay, so if you're keeping track, there are now 3 dibs on this dish. Shorty, Milo, and Willie. But not really Willie.
So maybe credit should come down to who has their hands on the original recipe.
Both Shelley and Valerie agree. It's not the recipe you've seen floating around Facebook.
That's not the real one.
Okay.
That's not the real one.
And both say the original was never fully written down.
There are way too many ingredients in the recipe to be the original recipe.
But it did have a list of ingredients,
Yeah.
just not quantity.
Yeah.
Do you remember them?
Yes.
What are they?
I can't tell you that. There's an ingredient that is not listed on anything that I've ever seen written down and posted online.
And that's how you know it's real.
I can
Or
look
not
at a
real.
glance, yes.
Valerie says when Milo would give out his finger steak recipe to friends, he would change a couple ingredients. It was never the recipe. Do you still have the recipe?
I do. My folks asked me to keep it.
Have you ever shared it?
No, just my kids and I.
Okay, so there's some common ground. The real recipe isn't out there, but nobody's giving any ground on who has the real one or who really came up with it in the first place.
Because people are passionate and everybody wants their story to be true, including me.
You think this will settle it?
No. No.
So whether your story, it was Milo Bybee,
That's the story you're sticking with.
Oh, I'm sticking with it. I lived it.
or
But this is the real story.
Yes.
it was Shorty Johnson,
It's my story. It's my family's story.
the story of finger steaks we all seem to share.
That is so good, dude.
It's an Idaho thing, kind of like fry sauce.
Don't even start with fry sauce.